Now, this is crazy because it seems like we gonna be targeted by our skin color. Real though. And I'm gonna tell you because this is crazy. Anyway, now this Navy vet was white, right? He was in a van. He was speeding up so he won't be late for work to fix lasers for the company that hired him or whatever whatnot. That's it. And the cops was chasing him and hit his car 2 times on purpose. And then they shot his car up 27 times. Dude got hit 7 times. All 7 of the bullets hit him. The car was off in flames. He was bleeding out. They let him bleed to death. And they up there, was doing that on purpose because they thought he was 2 black guys that had a gun. Or whatever. And they up there trying to lie and say that they was in the middle of fire. So that's why they did what they did. That's some old bull. Real though, that's some crazy stuff. Real though, and that's on bro. Anyway, now, this deputy killed this 19-year-old for nothing in Missouri or whatever whatnot. That's it. Because he that was actually after somebody that shot this 17-year-old in a car or whatever whatnot. And I think they can find the suspect. So they chose to find a suspect that was Michael Ashley. For real though, I'm like, oh my goodness, it's crazy as ever. That's saying, they up there chasing this 19-year-old or whatever whatnot. And one of the cops hit him or whatever. So he up there limping, trying to still get away. When they said stop, he stopped and the deputy shot him down. Blinked that boy down for no reason. For real though. That's some crazy stuff. And they getting sued for that. That's on bro. Anyway, these cops messed with this man for no reason. He was 61 years old or whatever, just walking, minding his own business. But he had a tick or whatever whatnot. That's it. For real though. So when he actually move or whatever whatnot, he gonna end up shivering for some reason or whatever whatnot. For real though. These cops went over to him and they actually start messing with him and stuff like that. And then they try to actually arrest him or whatever or not. And they were stop resisting, stop resisting, stop resisting. They didn't beat him down, but they tased him. You know what I'm saying? One tased him, the other one started to tase him or whatever whatnot. After 5 minutes passed or whatever whatnot. And he is will sue them. The charges they try to put against him about them false charges they try to put against him, it was dropped. He's suing them. And I hope that he get the money that he deserves or whatever whatnot. And that's on bro. Real though. Anyway, just one boy ended up going into this library and he was shooting people or whatever whatnot. He grabbed a shotgun and shot 2 people. 2 people was dead or whatever whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And the police got him or whatever. But they taking that light on him or whatever whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy as ever. Real though. I mean shoot. Yeah, they had that it was you know what I'm saying, nothing that big or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? Real though, that was crazy as ever. You know what I mean? Because yeah, I mean shoot, that was something else or whatever whatnot. He just planned it and then he did it or whatever whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And he had other guns up in his you know what I'm saying, whip or up in his car or whatever whatnot. That's it. Real though, and that's on bro. Anyway, so this man, this Caucasian dude, end up going to his brother. Start trying to beat him up or whatever whatnot. Because his wife his wife was like, flirting with the brother or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And like this, like, Caucasian dude actually didn't wanna, like, what I'm saying, actually take that or whatever, because it's like a smack in the face to him or whatever, whatnot. So he went after this brother or whatever, whatnot, and start, like, punching him or whatever, whatnot. You know what I mean? Brother. So the other two dudes that was with the brother was trying to, like, de-escalate the problem or whatever, whatnot. But this, like, the white dude had the chip over his shoulder or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And so he kept on hitting dude, and I think he had a knife with him or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Brother. So this, like, brother, like, pulled out a blank and like busted him 2 times. Brother. The, like, Caucasian dude is still alive. You know what I'm saying? He didn't die. He didn't die at all. You know what I'm saying? But they, like, actually try to take his side because, like, he had, for some reason, because he's white, I guess. I don't know. This dude said he went after him because he groped his wife. Groped his wife? Like, bro didn't even do none of that. You know what I'm saying? He was just, like, in the store trying to shop for his stuff and be on his way. His wife flirted with him. Yeah. Dude's wife flirted with him. So, yeah, dude didn't want to, like, you know what I'm saying, actually smack his wife in public, but he went after dude. So that's why that brother did that. Why? Because he was protecting himself, and that's on bro. And they can't even, like, pin no charge on this dude. They can't even charge the brother. But they want to keep on holding him in jail, and they want him to, like, take a plea or whatever. But what? They don't have no case, and that's on bro. Anyway, this, like, 51-year-old end up trying to hit these kids with her car. Try to run the kids over for no apparent reason. She just tried to do that. Whatever, whatnot. I'm like, oh my goodness. And then they taking that light on her. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh my goodness. They like, gave her a $250,000 bond. After she did almost, like, ran over these kids. Or whatever, whatnot. That's some crazy stuff, gang. That's crazy. That woman was out of pocket when she did that. For real though, I'm like, dang, why she gonna run over the kids for? I mean, like, she didn't even honk a horn or nothing. You know what I'm saying? To let them know that she was coming through. She just tried to round them down. She out of pocket for that, and that's on bro. Especially, they out of pocket because they need to charge her with the charges of, like, child endangerment. But they not gonna do that. Why? Because they gonna do what they want to do. And that's on bro. But anyway, now, I had to go to, like, the post store so I could, like, pay for my phone bill or whatever. Did that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it was raining a little bit. It got done raining, but it started raining again. It was a little sparkle. But you know what I'm saying? It was like, it was okay. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? For real though. My phone started acting up or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? When I'm about to, like, try to come back to the house or whatever, whatnot. But it's like at the right, you know what I'm saying? For real though, because I forced it to. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. But anyway, so now I'm just gonna sit down, chill, probably watch some funny videos until I have to go to class or whatever, whatnot. Or I'm gonna just go in the kitchen and, like, cook me some, like, lunch or whatever, whatnot. You know what I mean? For real though. And that's all, bro. I'm gonna go out here and do that. Plus, I'm out there looking at this movie called The Back Room or whatever, whatnot. And, like, that movie crazy. It's like, oh my goodness. It's crazy as ever. I mean, like, it's supposed to be a horror movie, but it's not even that scary. It's not even scary at all. And that's on bro. But anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, hit the bell notification so you can see my next upload and my next post, and make sure make a number tomorrow. And oh yeah, you can check out my previous videos if you like, gang. So long, farewell, goodbye.